Good afternoon, dear students. Mr. Nagaraj sir has already dealt with reported speech in two classes. Today, for the present video and the YouTube class, in which I am going to deal with whatever that Mr. Nagaraj hasn't dealt with. Many of the students probably do not understand the tense form, the changes from direct to indirect speech, and also the adverbial expressions that are getting changed from direct to indirect. My dear students, you don't have to worry with these things because look at the page in the workbook and the page number is 26. They have given observe the changes. Now, when you write direct speech, you put inverted commas, you put question marks, you put exclamation marks, etc. But the same, the direct speech which has been given in the examination, when you change the same into indirect speech, you have to observe the changes that are notified, that are written, that are given here. First one is that no inverted commas are used in indirect speech. And then second point is that when the reporting verb is in the past tense, that means reported speech is in the past tense, indirect speech is in the past tense, the tense of the verb in reported speech is changed from present to corresponding past. So, what has been said is that if you haven't understood, let me tell you once again. When the reporting verb is in the past tense, which means what is given in the direct speech, where you get a sentence usually with he said or with a proper noun, Rama said, or Rama asked, Rama questioned, etc. So that is called reporting verb. That is in the direct speech. And they have said when the reporting verb in the text, it has been said when the reporting verb is in the past tense, the tense of the verb in reported speech is changed from present to corresponding past. So that reporting verb in the direct speech is in the past tense. The rest of the sentence after the reporting verb in the direct speech has to be changed to past tense. The verb has to be changed to past tense is what they have said in the book, in the workbook, page number 26 and the second point. Further, if I say this or if I read this or students read on their own, I'm quite sure that it is the difficult point to some of the students. I don't say that all the students find this aspect difficult. So, keeping in mind with the students who find this point difficult, I tell you to go through this particular list. and even the students who have understood can also go through this list. Now, direct speech, where do or does available. Do or does available in the sense it is in the simple present tense. Bear in mind that do or does. Study the following list heading. Direct speech, do or does. Do or does in the sense it is the sentence is in simple present tense, and the same has to be changed to simple past. They haven't mentioned there, which I am telling you, I am speaking you, I am giving you the information. Indirect speech, did in the sense simple past. Next item is direct speech heading, under which is or am or are. Is or am or are in the sense the sentence may be simple present, or the sentence may be present continuous. How would we, or how would the students understand this? For example, let me tell you, he is a teacher. It is a simple present tense. All these items were discussed in the first PUC. That is why I don't make a note of this and write it and then display it in this class. Instead, what I tell you, what I do at present is only discussion. Is example I have given, he is a teacher. Simple present tense. He is teaching English. If you say, it is present continuous. Remember, he is a teacher, simple present tense. He is teaching English, present continuous tense. In the same manner, I am a teacher. I am a teacher. It is a simple present tense. I am writing English, or I am writing an article. That is present continuous. I am a teacher, simple present tense. I am writing an article, present continuous. Then are is available there. You are students. You are students, or they are children. If I say, it is simple present tense. They are studying. They are studying biology, or they are studying English. Let us say, it is present continuous. So what the indirect speech verb has been given under the heading indirect speech. What is given there? Was or were. Two helping verbs are given there. These are all helping verbs, what they have given in this list. Now, he is a teacher. If you say, what happens there? I am a teacher. For example, I am a teacher. He was a teacher. It is the change that is taking place. So, he said, sorry, I am a teacher, simple present tense. He was a teacher, simple past tense. Another example, I am teaching English, direct speech. He was teaching English, indirect speech, past continuous. Hope you get understood. You have no doubt, is my opinion. Now, I am a teacher. I am a teacher changes to he was a teacher. So, is and am both change to was. Is and am both change to was. Now, they are children. They are children. If you say, they were children. They are children. They were children. Or teachers are teaching. 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 the syllabi. Teachers are teaching the syllabi. Teachers were teaching the syllabi or the topic, you can also say. So that is past continuous. So in this item, is, am, are, corresponding change what they have given in the text is was or were. That is right. That is only with regard to helping verb. So sometimes the sentence may be in simple present tense if there is no main verb available. If the main verb is available, remember that it is in the present continuous, so corresponding change is to past continuous. If there is no main verb available, naturally the sentence is in the simple present tense and the corresponding change is to simple past tense. Now next item, has or have. Has or have, when you think of, once again, sometimes the sentence may be in simple present tense, sometimes the sentence may be, why should I say maybe, the sentences are available in the present perfect tense. For example, Rama has a car. Rama has a car. This is simple present tense. Rama and Krishna have good books. Rama and Krishna have good books. This is also simple present tense. Now, present perfect in the sense, how should it be written? Rama has purchased a new car. Rama has purchased a new car. Rama and Krishna have purchased new books. Rama and Krishna have purchased new books. So both sentences are possible in this case. Has or have only helping verb in the sense it is the sentence in simple present tense. If the main verb is available, naturally the sentence is in the present perfect tense. Look at the corresponding change, had. So had, when you say Rama has a car, Rama had a car or he had a car. Rama has purchased a book, Rama had or he had purchased a book. Rama and Krishna had purchased books or new books. So remember, both are possible. So these are all the subtleties that are available with regard to tense, which of course you were taught in the first year. So that is why you have to remember. Now next item is did. Did, simple past tense, and when you think of simple past tense, remember, just as the simple present tense, simple present and simple past, in these two sentences, most of the students, without thinking twice, they commit certain mistakes. They never think of the helping verb there because helping verb is directly not available. It is understood there. It is available in that sentence. So remember that helping verb is understood in the case of simple present tense and simple past tense. In case of main verb, that is present. So did in the sense simple past and the corresponding change is to past perfect, had done. Corresponding change is to past perfect, had done. Now has done or have done in the sense present perfect, has done or have done in the sense present perfect, and had done is past perfect. Had done is past perfect. Was doing, past continuous, had been doing, past perfect continuous. Was doing, past continuous, had been doing, past perfect continuous. So these are all with regard to primary auxiliaries which you studied in the first PUC. Primary auxiliaries which you studied in the first PUC. Now then comes modals. shall, modal auxiliaries or modals. So shall changed to should or would, they have said. And next item is will changes to would, may changes to might, can changes to could, must changed to had to. And along with the must you can also write have to or has to. Must there modal auxiliary, along with you can write has to comma must comma has to comma have to. All these have been changed to had to. Then after this, these many models have been discussed. Then time adverbs have been available, or the demonstrative pronouns which you studied this year, those are also available there. So those have been given, this book, that book, those books, these books changed to those books, this, that, these, those, now, then, ago, before, today, that day, yesterday, the previous day, tomorrow, the next day or the following day, here, there. So these are all the items that you have to remember, because sometimes in some of the examples that are available either for the examination or exercise, you sometimes get confused, and that is why you have to remember the very helping verbs, primary auxiliaries, and also modals, time adverbs, and the pronouns which have been given there, or the very demonstrative pronouns that are available. Now look at least one of the examples that is given in the textbook. Which example shall we go through? Shall we go through example fifth one, which is commonly available in the final examination. Several times it is repeated. This exercise has been repeated in the final question paper. Now, very important aspect along with all these, the linkers, actually conjunctions, because linkers, when you say, you get confused once again. You say conjunctions or connectives can be said, pronouns, primary auxiliaries, modals, and then statements, yes or no questions, double H questions, imperative sentences, exclamatory sentences. Along with these, very important another point is that you must understand the context where this particular sentence is available or this conversation is available. And in the final examination or in the terminal examination, usually these are given from the not usually 100% agreed, perfectly, very surely, definitely these are available from the text. But if you are not thorough with the text, once again there is a problem to write some of the sentence. There is a problem to write in the sense, there is a problem to change from direct to indirect to some of the students. And that is why it is very important to be thorough with the text. Now look at this one. Laura, do you use a handkerchief as a shoe brush? Gonzalo, why not? Laura, do you use a shoe brush as a handkerchief? Gonzalo, what right have you to criticize my action? Laura, a neighbor's right. So 5 sentences have been given. Now you have to change the same into indirect speech. Now, first duty is to comprehend, understand the given paragraph, the given sentences properly. After getting understood, the next job of any student for that matter is what type of sentence is given, whether it is a statement, whether it is a question, whether it is a question in the sense WH question or yes or no question, whether it is an imperative sentence, and last one, exclamatory sentence. This is second work. After that, what you should do is that find out the pronouns in the sentence. Find out the pronouns in the sentence. Then find out the time adverbs, whether these, those, now, ago, today, yesterday, tomorrow, here, whether these are available, just check. And then tense. These are tense has to be understood. These, whatever you studied in the first year and whatever you have studied in the second year, these can't be forgotten with regard to reported speech. Now look at that. Look at the very exercise. It's very simple one. Do you use a handkerchief as a shoe brush? Now, it is a, what is it? It is a question. What type of question? Yes or no question. It is an yes or no question. What is the tense? Simple present tense. Simple present tense. And then helping verb. Do you use a handkerchief as a shoe brush? When you say which is the helping verb there? Do is the helping verb. Use main verb. Use main verb. Do helping verb. Then do you use. You pronoun. Shoe brush. Then why not? Why not? There some of the students may not find a sentence a lot. There some of the students may not find a sentence. Instead, they may tell us, they may have a doubt that is it a sentence, then how can, if it is not a sentence, then how is it possible to change the same into indirect speech? Now we have to understand from the context of the story, I mean drama, one act play, that why not, in the sense why doesn't Gonzalo use a handkerchief as a shoe brush? Because the previous question is the same. Do you use a handkerchief as a shoe brush? In the sense, why doesn't he use a handkerchief as a shoe brush is the thought. So that is to be understood. So that is why I have said context has to be understood very clearly. Next one, do you use a shoe brush as a handkerchief? Yes or no question. Available. Do helping verb. Use main verb. You pronoun, and other items are easy to understand. Next one is, what right have you to criticize my action? WH question, and WH word is what, how, helping verb, you pronoun, to criticize, infinitive construction, my pronoun. A neighbor's right. Laura said it is the right of a neighbor is what that we have to understand, and it is in present. So if you understand this much, then changing from direct to indirect is quite simple. Hope you will do this yourselves, and if you find it difficult, you can ask for the same. Now let me give you the indirect speech or the reported speech of the same paragraph. Let me tell you very slowly. After analyzing this much, Laura asked Gonzalo and asked takes an object. Remember that asked takes an object. Laura asked Gonzalo if he used a handkerchief as a shoe brush. If he used a handkerchief as a shoe brush. Now, second one, why not? He replied that why he was not possible to use a handkerchief why he was not possible to use a handkerchief as a shoe brush. One of the options. Another option is also available because this is not a mechanical exercise. This is purely contextual, and meaning is very much important. Why he couldn't, why he didn't, these are also acceptable. Why he didn't use a handkerchief as a shoe brush. Why he couldn't use a handkerchief as a shoe brush is also acceptable. Now next one, Laura questioned if he used Laura questioned Gonzalo if he used a shoe brush as a handkerchief. Gonzalo asked, next sentence, Gonzalo asked Laura what right she had to criticize his action. Laura replied that she had the neighbor's right. Clear? Hope you have understood, and go through this page and the exercises and the change from direct to indirect, so that you will be happy when you come for the examination. Thank you, students. Thank you, one and all.